All right, I guess I should be online now. All right, and at least I can hear myself in the Twitch stream. So let's post this over to the players. And let's wait a bit for the people to come in. If you can hear me fine, then maybe type a message in the chat so that I know that everything is working all right. But at least everything should be in the green. Cool, audio is good. All right then. Then welcome to the draw part of this RAM tournament. My name is LostGeek. I will be organizing this tournament. I will also be TOing, and depending on the numbers, I will maybe also be playing. So there will be no deck building session after this that is streamed or anything because our streamers weren't able to make it in time. But the games themselves will most likely be streamed. So also, if anyone of the players is not comfortable with being streamed, then just DM me on Discord or send me a message somewhere, and we'll make sure to take that into account. So yeah, today we will be doing the settings for RAM 6, which means that the sets that were picked last time are not enabled. So you can see here the core set and Rain Rary can't be in, as well as a whole bunch of other sets in the small sets. And that means we should be ready to go. As always, we'll be starting with a large set and then continuing with some small sets. So let's see. Let's start with the large set. Twitch didn't show that this channel went live. Oh, interesting. At least I am live. All right. In any case, we have System Gateway. How interesting. Now it tells me that the stream is live. So at least now people should have gotten the announcement, I guess. So, System Gateway. Our first set, which also means that every single faction is getting an ID this time around, which is always a good thing, so that we don't have anyone missing. And there is a whole bunch of stuff here, like Botulus is always good to get into servers. There is obviously some basic econ in the form of Shogamble, Overclock, stuff like that. I guess the basic tools of everything, like Jailbreak, Docklands Pass, maybe a bit of Conduit to get into servers on runner's side, as well as some good stuff on the corp side, like Precision Design with its agenda and stuff like Seamless Launch, Skunkworks will always be good. Energetic Void will always be good, probably. So a lot of interesting stuff to take into account here. Also, keep in mind these two IDs are not legal for play. Those are only the tutorial IDs. They are not part of the tournament legal set, and therefore are also not part of this tournament. Make sure to keep that in mind. All right. With that, let's come to a small set. And our first small set will be Chrome City from Sansan. What do we have here? We have Turntable as a good console, like a general good ability on a card. We got Net Ready Ice in case somebody will go through through the list of available ice and figure out that +1 strength is what they need. We got interesting stuff like Brain Cage, which might be damage protection in some form at some point. Also, Corporate Town, Oaktown Renovation are pretty good cards, which might catch the runner by surprise. And I guess otherwise, some interesting cards. Also, Cybernetics Division, always a good bit of fun. And with that, we continue to the second small set, which will be Whispers in Nalu Valley. Here we got Freedom and Contaminate, which means that viruses are maybe on the table. Also, stuff like Embezzle or Slipstream if you feel fun and see an opportunity for it. Also, just good stuff in Compile. Sometimes Jackpot can be your econ, but I guess in a set with Shogamble, this might not be as relevant. And on the corp side, we got also several cards. I'm hearing somebody join. Who joined me?
Yes, hello.
Hey.
Yes, Engren.
All right. Hi. Let's see if just say something and I will check the levels.
All right, just hello, good morning. I hope everyone's looking forward to the, I guess, final for now RAM.
Yeah, exactly. This one will be the final one for now. I feel like we had a good run, and maybe when new cards come out, for example, we might do a small little revival or do it a bit more infrequently, which might also get some participation numbers up. Yeah. So with that, I guess we should be highlighting Monza City Grid as just some fun stuff to do.
Cool.
But yeah, several good options here. I see your
Yep,
dog
I'm
is
just
also
going through the
excited.
ad break here. I'll catch up in a moment, but okay, there we are. Yeah. Yeah, vital weaponization is sometimes also a card to watch out for.
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
lot of tempo that you can lose as the
Uh,
um,
all right, with that, let's just go on with the draw. Drawing a third small set, which will be Fear and Loathing, the final set of the spin cycle. Which I guess has Blackguard, which has seen some fun play in previous RAM tournaments. Um,
mhm.
a bit of a clearance scoring with blue level clearance. Also, subliminal messaging is always just a fine include.
If we didn't have system gateway, wraparound would be a thing.
That
But
is
I
true.
think
It is already in System Gateway.
we because system gateway means runners are going to have a reasonable breaker of each type, so
Yeah.
wraparound's a little bit less valuable.
Oh, I guess it will be system update. Never mind me. Yeah. Also blackmail, which should always be kept in mind because maybe somehow you can get a bad pup or play against Grindel. Always an option.
Yep.
Right. With that, let's go to the fourth small set. Probably should get.
Grindel is definitely one of my faves.
Should also try to have the chat on. All right, and with the fourth set we get
Ooh.
Salvage Memories, which is a bit of everything for everyone. I guess
Yeah.
we definitely have some tag punishment now. Also, another subliminal
Yep.
messaging. All right, we'll have it twice.
Yeah.
And I guess just some like basic good stuff in indexing, stuff like prepaid and lucky
mean,
find as an econ option.
yeah. Indexing and Lady gives Shaper a big bump,
Yes.
as does like well, I guess we don't have Aesops yet, but and then like Parasite's always a thing to keep in mind.
Yes.
And Techie Asset Spam also gets a very big, like two of the most important cards for the whole archetype.
Yeah, definitely. Although I'm wondering whether like if you have the choice between Parasite and what's the other one called? No, that's not in Gateway. Never mind me. I'm confusing Startup with Gateway all the time. Yeah, we definitely now have
I
some ice reflection. You're right.
I will say you do usually take Parasite over Chisel if when given the option.
So,
Maybe
all
that's
right.
not what you're thinking of.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of Chisel, but I was also like including all of the other stuff that is available in Startup that isn't here. So never mind
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
All right, let's continue with the draw. See what we get with the fifth set. Earth Scion from Red Sands, which means we got fun stuff in Neas Informant. Inversificator is always good. And on the corp side, Egg Infusion. Big ID, I guess.
Confusion's a pretty notable ID. Audacity is another big one. Not quite yet. You need more actual 3/2s in Wayland, but as we saw, 3/2s can go out of faction and play Audacity, especially with Spin Doctor in the pool.
Yeah, definitely. Like this might always be an option. So something to keep in mind, and maybe we'll get something like Lot. We'll see. All right, last small set before we jump back to one large set, which will probably determine what big box we'll get. So small set is Second Thoughts. We got Scheherazade, which is an amazing card that can just be like steady econ at some points. Can also just fatally get trashed and you lose everything you host on it. Once again, we also have prepared voice pad here, which doesn't mean that you can play 6 of them, which you might think maybe. Also, in terms of bad pub, we got Clone Retirement, so maybe there's your blackmail counterplay.
Yeah. Or you can lean into the bad pub and play profiteering.
That is also true. That's the other option.
I mean, you can actually now play the Grindel deck with 6 restructures because it's the 3 restructures and the 3 government subsidies.
That is true. That is definitely an option. But the question
And
is,
then
what
you've
are you
got
doing with the
Feast of
money?
Swords,
So
right?
I think we still need something to do with the money.
Well, I guess you have Scorched Earth. You don't have Sea Source yet,
Yeah,
so
you do have Public Trail, which is doing similar things, but is probably more easily dodgeable by the runner. We'll see.
yeah.
All right, and with that, let's get to the next large set, which will be Data and Destiny. This time around, we got NBN and all of the mini factions. This still doesn't have
Hmm.
anything to sink money into, does it? Like we have
No.
24/7 News Cycle, which is a powerful card, but we don't have. I guess we do have AdBlitz with an X, but like nothing like Hard Hitting News or anything to be able to
Yeah.
use an economic advantage. But definitely a lot of
Yeah.
NBN options here in New Angel, Soul, Sync, and Spark Agency. Also, we got Global Food Initiative, never to underestimate.
Yeah, I was just about to say GFI is probably one of the most important cards for every single corp in the whole
Yes.
set.
And on the other side, we got the 3 mini factions. So we got Apex, Adamant, Sunny LeBeau.
And Shaper is so sad they didn't get Aesops in this pool because there's so many good Aesops targets.
That
Like,
is true. With Harbinger and Cash and Sherazade, I guess that you could do a lot of econ stuff. But yeah, didn't happen. Also, the like probably biggest general runner card in this pool now, Employee Strike, which can just turn off whatever the
oh
combo
yeah,
swing.
I forgot that was in there.
Yeah, that is definitely in there. Yeah. Also, if you need to reset the board, now you got the option for it with Apocalypse. So we'll see if somebody makes use of that. And with that,
Yeah, it does
let's.
seem like the way that corps are right now turning their money into wins is ice, so Apocalypse starts to look more
That
reasonable.
that is true. Although we're getting something from Mumbat, which might entail something. No, I don't think it does. Kalagoda, which brings us on the corpse side a whole bunch of things like Mumba Temple and Museum of History, which together with
Yep.
the Jinteki options in Savage Memories might mean that horizontal plays on the table.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you're a little sad to do that out of the existing Jinteki IDs in the
yes.
pool, but you can make them work.
Also, I
And
guess,
Mongoose is
yeah.
definitely like a card to think about.
Also, maybe run amok as a card because I guess we got Parasite and Leech, but if the corps are trying to win by using ice, maybe run amok is a good way of making them have less of it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I suspect Parasite Leech is going to be better most of the time, but
I guess it's not a question of either or, but you can also just run both and have a critical number of ice destruction cards. We'll see.
that's true.
With that, let's continue to the 8th small set. Up and over. Got a
What you
great
get
horizontal
here?
card in Architect.
Oh, Architect is very nice. Inject is also a really big. Inject and Astrolabe seem quite
Yes.
notable.
I guess that's pretty much it. I guess we got Blue Sun. We got stuff like reverse accounts, which is always good, but I still don't see anything that Blue Sun can use to make good use of their ID ability. But
Yeah.
see if we get anything. Let's go to the mindset, which is Quorum from Flashpoint. Okay, we have got Shiver now,
Okay.
which I guess changes things. Uh,
All right. I think you're really trying to do assets as Corp now if you can, because your ice is I mean there's not that much recursion, I guess, right? So there's
yes,
only 3 parasites you get right now.
yes, I think so. Unless we are missing something, but I would also say 3 is what you get. But also, don't forget that Aaron Marin now is also on the table. We got Encore stuff that you might be able to do with APOC. I don't know. And on the corp side, we got Vital Level Clearance. We got some big eyes that recently got an alt art announced. We got Brian Stinson, Nazex, like just some good stuff overall, I guess,
Yeah,
for
there's
both sides.
a lot of stuff you could do here. But yeah,
Definitely.
this is definitely a bigger pack for runners, just because
Yes.
Cipher and Air Marone sort of stuff both of the win plans. I think that were seeming to be non or like two of the major win conditions that course we're looking at here.
Yes. We'll see. We'll see. It's always like the econ is not necessarily there yet, which can also be a breaking point. Let's see. We got
Hmm.
intervention now, which means we got smoke. I don't know. I think I saw a few stealth breakers here and there, so maybe that's an option.
Yeah, we saw a Switchblade, but the thing is, we're not going to have any. We basically have to draw. Is it Downfall that had all of the stealth
Yeah, that might
shaper
be.
tools? Because we're not going to get Cloak, so we really have to hit Downfall to have actually the stealth credits to feed.
I guess, or you could hit net marker, which might also just with the ID be enough to get you afloat.
That might be. Yeah, the big. I think we only saw Switchblade for Stealth Killer, which is a
Yes.
little bit rough if you're just relying on. You then have to get Smoke and the Merker.
Yeah.
Really start doing a lot.
On the corpse side, we got Chiefly, always some fun. I don't know if it will be relevant, but who knows? We got also data board. Also preemptive action as some general recursion, although I guess Spin Doctor being in a card pool means that that's not as important anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, we still. I'm like, there's some really big barriers. If you could find a way to cheat them into play, Blue Sun starts looking good. But I don't think we found any of the cheat cards yet.
Yeah, that is true, unfortunately. Let's see. 11 small set, maybe we'll get one. Which will double time. So once again, we are hitting Lucky Find, but we already had that in the card pool. We got interesting things like Queen's Gambit if
Yeah.
runners need econ. Also on the corpse side, Caprice Nisei is always worth talking about. Um, maybe
Yeah.
that's your other idea besides Big Eyes to actually get a gender scored.
Yep. And then NAPD is always a card to look at. So you actually have NAPD and GFI in this format, which is very nice for Corp Agenda suites.
Yes,
Gives you lots of choices and flexibility.
yes, definitely. Or if you don't want to score anything, Hive might also be an option, although I don't yet know what you do then, but maybe I'm missing something that people will see. And with that, let's go to the final set and wrap up this draw process, which will be Sovereign Sight from Kitara. So, do we have here? We have Asa Group and Ikawa, which probably good on the corp side.
I mean, yeah, if you can find a way, like you now have VLC, so you've got some options. We also have dedication ceremony and reconstruction contract in
Uh,
the pool.
and Audacity.
Um,
Although I think we are
and
still missing
Audacity.
like any agendas to go with that.
Yeah, there's no Vitruvius, so you're you're like doing that combo and then like preemptiving all the pieces back and hope you which maybe is not the best game plan.
Yeah, and I guess that's pretty much it. I don't see anything that's jumping out to me other than maybe self-growth program together with some tags here and there in Data and Destiny, for example. But I don't know. We'll have to see. But
Yeah,
this
we
will
did
be our
see
card pool.
freedom in early, right? So
Yes,
Yusuf freedom is also a thing to think about.
that is true. We now have Yusuf as a breaker option for the entire ice suite. I guess also with like stuff like Cookbook and System Gateway, which might be fun. All right. With that being said, I will post the links over on the Discord for people to start deck building, start the timers and do everything, and then we'll see this tournament go on in about 2 hours, I guess. I think you will be streaming the tournament, right?
Yeah, I this time hopefully correctly through the Nisei Twitch, so you should be able to stay here. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming it hopefully with some other people, but no one's confirmed just yet. So
Cool. All right. With that, let's get the deck building going. I'm pretty sure people are already deck building, but I will still do all the necessary things to make it as smooth as experience as possible. All right. With that,
all right,
I thank you for co-commentating with me, and let's get this rolling.
look forward to see what you build.